Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, know nothing, control everything. Always appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. You are tuned into the vault, episode 587. It's getting hot and heavy. Definitely appreciate everybody that tunes in live, sets the notifications so they can tune in live to the episodes as well. Get the notifications so you can listen in the replay. We always appreciate you. We already know it's a bunch of ninja listeners and shadow listeners that, hey, this information is only for he who has ears, so they're the ones that hear. At the same time, we appreciate everybody that does hit the like, so definitely hit the like and appreciate everybody that hits the subscribe. Always boosting the channel up in the algorithm on the YouTube channel. People say, "Oh man, this is the place that you post." Yeah, this is where we're at, ladies and gentlemen, and we appreciate for the years that we've done it, 5+ years, self-sustaining, because we understand the value of the platform and moving on it. So this is an episode for the trustees. you know, y'all been waiting for Trust Christian to break out. 2.0, 3.0. We in the go mode again. Gearing up for this workshop. Really excited about it actually. Definitely got a bunch of trustees that are traveling all over the country. So we're just gonna go ahead and give thanks to them. Everybody travel safe. New York, LA, Chicago. We got multiple coming from San Antonio, coming from Dallas, coming from Houston, definitely from Florida, Tampa area, definitely from Atlanta itself. Actually got Carolinas coming in the room too. So we just appreciate everybody and we encourage y'all to have, safe travels as we all are traveling to the location to make it a point to have a beautiful event. So we about to just go ahead and get into it, because this is one of them episodes where people ask us for years, oh, I don't know if I could trust a lawyer. Might as well put trust a lawyer. Not. So this episode is episode 587. I pledge allegiance to the bar, lawyers. And this is something that's been a concern for trustees for years now. And we're going to go ahead and address it. Trustees come to us, they say, oh, trust Christian vote. Can I trust the lawyer? The lawyer's not on my side. We had a consultation this past week. I don't trust lawyers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, are you adept in the law? You got to get adept in the law. We talk to trustees. We let them know, look, there's a few resources that you can go to actually get the cases they got access to. We sat on the line this past week. We trustees said, hey, man, I need to get access to these cases. I'm not a big fan of the lawyers. Okay, cool. Then guess what? Where do you think you're going to have to go? The law library. That's a hidden jewel. You go to the law library, the law librarian is actually a greater resource than a lawyer. That's a hard pill for somebody to swallow. So you go to the law librarian. They help you out with cases. They help you out with pleadings. They help you out with the procedures on how to file things. The law librarian. Who do you think the lawyers go to? They go to their paralegal and the law librarian. Don't think they don't. We see the lawyers come in there and throw out 30 books on the table because the law librarian is helping them get it. So let's talk about it. I pledge allegiance to the bar. Here we go. Appreciate Ron. Ron definitely had a appreciate Ron, man. He's been listening for years and just someone that understands that it's not about himself, it's about his family. So making it a point to engage his family. Somebody that's put their family in front of the vault. And that's why we gotta do this episode. So their family and no family runs to a lawyer and saying, well, we're looking to pass along generational wealth, but somehow the lawyer is about to take what? Y'all need us to Google it right now? How much the lawyer's gonna take off probate? Oh man, I thought the lawyer was my friend. I thought the lawyer was gonna help me. Why isn't the lawyer gonna help me? Oh, we gonna do it today. We definitely gonna do it. We just looking up real quick how much this probate fee is. It probably is. It's definitely most likely per the state. per each state. So you got to file for the probate. Here we go. Y'all want to hear it? Since you want to be an executor? Oh, I'm an executor. What is this? How do we get caught up in these systems? Well, if you didn't create the system, you have to learn the system. And once you learn the system, then you can play by the rules. And the rules are, oh, if you got an estate that's less than 40K, supposedly this is the internet now. You can Google it yourself. AI pulled it up. $1,500. If you have $40,000 in savings and your retirement and your estate, it should run you about $1,500 to protect it through this so-called will and these fees. 40 to 70, 2,500. 70 to 100, $3,000. Once you get over $100,000, it goes to a percentage. This is what we got to talk to trustees about throughout the week, this past week, because they wondering, well, do I need to pay $2,500 for trustee training? Well, do you have over $100,000 in savings and an equity in estate? Once you do, it's 3% of the estate. Sounds like 3%. 3% of the 100, about $3,000. And it actually is ranging. This is, once again, not financial advice, not illegal advice, conversation to let you know. Look, the fees don't get that much higher. They actually go lower. It goes to, actually starts out at a 3 from 100K to about 900K. So you think about that. You build up a life. You have some savings. You have assets that you're looking to protect. You have assets that equal about 100 to 900K. So the probate attorneys might charge you 3% of the estate to set it up. You go over that, 1 to 3 million, 2.5%. You go over 3 million to 3 to 5 million, is 2%. This is an average. This is a composite. It's not the exacts. 1.5% for anything over $5 million to $10 million. Anything over $10 million, they're taking 1% of the estate, ladies and gentlemen. When we say take it, oh, it's taken. Oh, it's taken. Now, why do you need to give up 1% of your estate to pass along assets to your children? It's called the ignorance fee. That's all it is. If you don't know, they're charging you. Because a will is not a trust. So let's make that clear. The will is not the trust. But how come the attorneys don't suggest all of this stuff to you all at one time? Because I pledge allegiance to the bar. That's why. That's all it is. And we got trustees that come on the line for years now, and they say, oh man, trust Christian Revolt. I don't really trust the lawyers because I think they trying to take money from me. I don't think they giving me all the information. You want to know why? Because I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers. That's what they are. They're pledging allegiance to the bar. Now, we're going to go ahead and caveat this with the facts. So, we have mentors. They are lawyers, but they're not all barred. You hear the difference? Can you trust a lawyer? Well, the ones that aren't barred, they understand something that most people don't. They got the law education, but they didn't get barred. Oh, we need to get barred so we could practice law. Keyword, so they could practice it. Hold on. Can you practice it if you're not barred? Crickets. Because you can. Hold on. Where can't you practice it at? Can you practice it in a courtroom? Do they have private attorneys, in fact? Do they have people appearing in special appearance, special invitation? Right. I know trustees been waiting for this episode for a long time because they're like, oh, Trust Christian Revolt, you did an interview with a lawyer on the channel and she's over here, saying this, that, and the third, and she's trying to put us in some living trust. She's trying to put us in a dynasty trust. She's trying to put us in a testamentary trust. She's trying to sell us a will, right? Because she's a salesman. And it is what it is. She pledged allegiance to the bar. Just reach out and look. Is that wrong? No. We're sharing with you all the facts. The facts are that I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers. They selling like used car salesmen out here. I'm gonna sell you this. I'm gonna sell you based off of what? Is it based off the percentage of the assets? Is it based off of how what assets you have? Or is it based off what they think you could pay? You heard that? Is it based off what they think you can afford? They're gonna ask for all the information up front. We got mentors that practice trusteeship. They don't have a bar card. We got trustees that have gone through the trustee training program. They went to law school. Some of them went back to law school because some of them had education. Oh man, Trust Christian, are you serious? 100%. Quite a few lawyers. Quite a few. Does that not make them a lawyer because they didn't pass the bar? No, they didn't even take the bar. We got mentors that are private trustees and they are JDs. They have their masters in law. So is it encouraged for you or someone in your family to go and get the law education? Of course. Is it encouraged to get the formal law education, not to go to the law library education? Of course. Because they're going to know it very thoroughly. So I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers. We know what type of time they on. They looking to make money, ladies and gentlemen. Why do you think they call them solicitors? Because they selling their services. Barristers. We get trustees that came to us for years now. Oh, trust Christian in the vault. I don't know if I could trust these people. It seemed like they working for the government. It seemed like they working for the bar. Why? How? Because I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers. That's what they do. Is it a conflict of interest? Go ask them. Go ask a lawyer. Do I have to give up money to the gov if I'm passing along wealth? This is the environment you're in. It could be a conflict of interest. That's why it's important to do your due diligence. Because I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers. Do they give you all the information up front, or they give you some of the information? And this is what the line they use. This is how you know. It depends. It depends on what? How much money you got. That's what it depends on. How much money you have. Do you have that thousands, or do you have that percentage? Because that's what they're looking for. They're solicitors. They're looking to get paid. I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers. This was one of the things we sat here. We was really just thinking about how we hire lawyers, ladies and gentlemen. As a business person, you hire lawyers. Think about it. Even as an individual, who cuts the check? You do. But do you talk to them in a way in which you think about it? They get in business, you get in business, and you say, oh man, I need this done, I need that done. The lawyer says, oh, that's probably not the best idea. Well, okay, it may not be the best idea, but is it legal? Oh man, Trust Christian, if I don't know if I can go to estate planning and trust asset protection workshop because, I think it's illegal. It might be a little illegal. But then when we pull out Erie versus Tompkins, when we pull out Gregory versus Helvering, those conversations get muted real quick. You actually have to ask them, are they familiar with those cases? Why? Because in the bar, I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers might not bring it up to you. They might not bring up Gregory versus Helvering. They may not bring up Erie versus Tompkins. Because they pledged allegiance to the bar. So we sat in front of a mentor one day. Oh, Christian, it's not really that much of a conflict of interest. What do you mean it's not a conflict of interest? They're just going into a professional environment so they can uphold the standards and have a standard operating procedure for the profession. It's sort of like the medical association. They got the lawyer association. They got the medical association. They got all types of associations. So they're supposed to uphold a standard, right? Right. Does that standard include them sharing with you everything that's at your disposal as a hiring manager or as a hirer when they're hiree? No. Of course. So people do feel a little duped. They do feel a little disappointed. They do feel a little not accommodated for. not appreciated. Because I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers, they'll say, oh, that's not my job to give you all that information, Trust Christian in the vault. What do you mean it's not your job? Which one do I need? Do I need the will or do I need the trust? Well, we could create the will and then it goes into a testamentary trust. Who's going to be a trustee? Who's going to be the trustee, ladies and gentlemen? Who's going to be the beneficiary? Well, we're going to make your kids. Look, we sat in a room with the, y'all don't want to know, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I trust Christian involved. We good. Because when we sit around these guys that are supposedly billionaires and you think they operating out of a LLC, that's fine. But we know they're not. There's no way you would put your assets in such a vulnerable position. It's like saying, how do you know how much someone's worth on the Forbes list? Because they're not in trust. Because they own everything. That's why they on the Forbes list. Because they own everything. They're willing to expose publicly their assets. That's how Forbes is able to find it. You think about it. If somebody comes to you and says, how much money do you make? What'd you tell them? If somebody came to you and said, how much money do you have? Are you doing tell them? No. So what makes you think that these people volunteered that information to Forbes? They don't. But Forbes has an incredible research team. I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers. That's what they do. They find those guys. In private investigation, they find out how many assets publicly are in your name. How would they find out the assets that you hold privately if it's not in your name? Hold on. So once again, they actually find out what your public asset holdings are. Is that accurate? What you're willing to share publicly, that's what they're finding out? Right. Forbes finds out what people are holding publicly. That's a fact. So they find out what people are holding publicly. And then we're going to share with y'all why people are willing to even hold, partially out of ignorance, but one of the main reasons people hold these assets, specifically a lot of the ones on Forbes, is for marketing purposes. They want to let you know what they're holding, so when you want to do business with them, they want to do business with people that don't know them, but they want people to know them, so they're on the Forbes list. It's supposed to be a badge of honor to hold assets in your name. But then when you get to a Donald Trump and he says, I don't have any tax reports to show because I don't have anything in my name, it looks different, right? That's the difference. It looks different. Are his lawyers I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers? Or does he have a sophisticated lawyer? A lawyer that understands, trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. That's the difference. I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers. You think they on Donald's team? So we got trustees that say, people that inquire through consultation, they say, well, Christian, trust Christian, you interviewed a lawyer. We did. You interviewed a bar lawyer. We did. We look, ladies and gentlemen, we encourage you all to surround yourselves with these people. Why? You don't want to be the smartest in the room, but you also don't want to be the dumbest. So you go find other people that think that they're experts at what they do. Then you have the opportunity to connect with them. You also get to find out what your enemy's doing. How you going? Think about this. You are in a position of power when you know what they know and what they're supposed to do. Position of power. Because most people, they're not in a position of power with the lawyers. The lawyers are in a position of power. The lawyer says, well, you can't do that. And people don't push back and say, well, show me where it's illegal. They didn't share that it was illegal, did they? Or did they not? They just say, oh, it's probably not a good idea. Well, are we being lazy or are we going to make it happen? Same thing with the CPAs. We had a CPA tell somebody, oh, you can't do an update to the records throughout the year. If anything, that was negligence right there. Because if you make a change with certain structure in general, you should actually inform whoever you need to inform immediately. It's already been changed. You changed it, but you want to inform them immediately. You could take the assets out of the name immediately, and you got to inform people. The lawyer and the accountant didn't tell you that, did they? No. Nah, because, we just want to wait till the end of the year, make a little bit more money off. We got to go on vacation, Who's going on vacation at the beginning of the year? The lawyers. Who you think's going on vacation at the end of the year? The accountants. I pledge allegiance to the bar, lawyer. That's how that looks. They practicing with your family estate. They practicing with your family wealth. Is it ignorance? Maybe. But once you get into the information, making it a point to manage your family estate properly, they sit on. Do they even get allowed to be trustees? Or do you use them for private consulting? Does the family use private lawyers that don't have a bar card? Or do they just find people? Do they find people that don't have a bar card? Can your family estate find somebody that doesn't have a bar card? Yes. That's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's an opportunity for your family to get a private law education and not pass the bar. Think about it. When you pass the bar, when you pass these tests, when you become a lawyer, can you cover all areas? No. They're specific. People want to go just get any lawyer. All lawyers not created equal. That's just the facts. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening, replay. Always appreciate everybody tuning in live, listening, replay. Feel free to type into the chat. Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, that's Christian at trustchristian.com for emails, inquiries. Christian at trustchristian.com. The workshop seats are selling out. We actually had a ticket go yesterday, so we're definitely excited about this workshop having the room full. People for their safe travels. We're going to update the flyer here, so we're already a few days behind. Tickets are moving dang near daily, and it's important for people to, if we got to move to a bigger location, we will, just to let y'all know. We do have a great relationship with Abundant Returns. We was talking to someone today already for early consultation actually, and they were like, "Oh man, Trust Christian Vote, I gotta deal with a little bit of tax situation." And we're like, "This is crazy, man." Because we're putting people, we're allowing people to be in a room with someone that's a tax expert, a tax specialist, has worked for the IRS, and now she's on the outside as an enrolled agent taking a test and actually can defend you in court if you do have an issue. And people wonder, should they show up? Is it just for asset protection? Or is it for estate planning? Well, it's for all of the above. And it's really solidifying your team. Finding somebody that you could have on your team that can help you out if you got an issue. Some people say, "Oh man, do I got to use her for tax services?" Hey, the least you could do is use her for a consultation to find out how your situation can be offered and compromised or in a better position than what it is currently. But people out here dealing with the I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers. That's all they doing. And that position is a compromising position because you got to ask the lawyer, are you in a conflict of interest position? Are you in the interest of the state in taking my money? Or are you in a position where you're working for the people that just hired you, which are the private family estates? That's the facts. We appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening, replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listening, replay. This is the Vault, episode 587. I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers. Y'all know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's important to surround yourself with the right people at the right time. Can you find a lawyer that does not have a bar card? Yes. But do you know what to say to them when you talk to them? Is it your trust? Is it your estate? Is it your will? We sat, oh yeah, we'll go back to when we sat in the room with the billionaires. So we sit in the room with the billionaire. This how you know we wasn't going to leave. This how you knew we had a future. So we sit in the room and they're like, oh yeah, human has to be has to be a beneficiary. What? Hold on. A corporation is a person. A LLC is a person. A trust is a person. An estate is a person. So we called them out. We stood up and called them out. They thought they were big shots because they were standing on stage, though. Oh, well, that's not the way it is. What are you? Hold on, hold on. Well, let's go to the dictionary of the legal dictionary that you're talking from. It's either legal or lawful now. Legally, it's called a legal person. That's an entity. But we let them slide. Because we didn't understand at that point that sometimes you got to tell them that they're wrong. Oh, I made all this money. There's no way I could be wrong. No, you're wrong. And we're here to stand and correct it. Because it's about information sharing. When we're in the rooms with the billionaires, surprisingly, it's about sharing information. They respect you when you can prove what you're talking about. That's when you earn that respect. That's when you bring value to the table. That's our goal, is to bring value to the table. Not an ego. I gotta be right. It ain't about being right. It's about getting a job done. Then when you hear some of the largest asset managers in the world say, don't lose money to their company, it makes you wonder, are you going to fire somebody if they lose money? Yeah. Straight up. Oh man, I can't believe that's one of the largest asset management firms in the world, where their philosophy is don't lose money. It sounds hard. It is. But that's how you know they're in the lab. They're studying. They're making it a point to find strategies. They're hedging their positions. They're betting against their own position. That's the part people don't want to hear. They're betting against their own positions in the marketplace. They're buying the insurances so they can bet against their positions. The ones that they tell you over the internet. The ones that they tell you over the news. Oh man, go out and buy this company. This is what they say. This isn't legal advice or financial advice. That's what they say. Oh man, go out there and buy that asset. And what you think they doing? They going out and buying the insurance against the asset, and they going and buying against the competition that you buying. Because it costs money to make money. There's a cost to capital. There's a cost to hold the capital. The banks charge an interest fee for holding the capital. They don't just give out interest for holding the capital. They charge an interest for holding the capital. You hear how that works? So it's the same thing with these I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers. Hey, I'm going to help you out with your family estate, guys. And then guess what? They're waiting in the rafters like a savage, like a raptor, looking forward to your children coming back years later, saying, oh, we got to charge you this so we could pass along the assets to your children properly. What do you mean properly? It's not about proper, it's about financially. The cost of capital, the fact that they helped you be in a position, the fact that they helped the family get in a position of control. Now we got to tax you for moving to ownership. Are they in a conflict of interest when they say, I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers? Yes. But guess what? We got mentors. One of our greatest mentors, he doesn't have a bar card. He didn't get the bar card ever. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody that's been practicing trusteeship and family trusteeship for over 20 years. 25 plus years. Because he understands trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. And that's why we get along. Because we practice trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. I pledge allegiance to the bar lawyers. They might be a conflict of interest. Might be. Trust Christian fault. I'm looking to find one, but it seems like they're not giving me the information I need. I need them for the documents. I need them to file the documents. I need them for this. I need them for that. Not our trustees that go through our program. They know the value of trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. They make it a point to invest in their private education. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listen, replay. Thank you everybody for that's coming to the workshop. Look forward to seeing you all. And we got to expand the location. Y'all know what time it is. At the same time, we just want to thank you all. Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, it's Christian at trustchristian.com. Y'all can hit the links on the actual webpage or put them in, and they'll come straight up. And we look forward to seeing you at the workshop. Peace and joy.